Hello, I'm Joan Armatrading, and thank you for watching Theatre News.
Joan Armatrading, it's great to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good, thank you.
Good stuff. I happen to be sitting right in front of you at the Tempest first preview. I was very impressed.
Oh really? Oh,
yes.
excellent.
I couldn't see your reactions for that reason, but I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, they did really, really well. I went to rehearsals obviously before the thing. And just watching them from rehearsals to that stage, and if you went back, say tomorrow, you'd see another marked difference. And they got into the music really, in terms of the singing anyway, got into the singing very, very quickly, I thought. There were a couple of things that I had to kind of point out just to kind of bring it up. But no, they did really well, and the music weaves into the play, I think, really well. Of course I would.
No, it works very well indeed. I mean, it's integral to the show. I mean, were you involved in the rehearsal stages as well?
Not only just going along to see how the music was, but I had nothing to do with the play. I mean, the play is directed by Philida Lloyd.
Yeah.
So she's the instrument in making it be as good as it is, obviously with the actors doing their part, but she's the director of it, so she's directing and making it work in the way that it works.
I mean, the Tempest songs, though, is written, sung, played, engineered, arranged and produced by yourself.
Yes.
Was that always the plan?
Yeah, I mean, my last however many albums have been like that. So.
But this project, was always the plan. There was never a case to get any outside help.
No. I never thought to bring anybody else in, because I kind of knew the instrumentation that I wanted, and because the actors have to kind of still perform the play, and Philida wanted them to be kind of singing the music and playing some of it. They can't really be anything too out there for them, because they've got to concentrate on the speech part. So I knew I wanted it to be simple and limited in the instruments that were played as well. So that's, straight away I knew that's what I had to do. And then, like Philida wanted the Caliban song, she wanted that to be a cappella, so life's easy. You know, all I've got to do is come up with a tune. I don't even have to come up with the words. And then in the wedding dance, she wanted a progressive dance music. Yeah. So I wrote progressive dance music.
But it all worked very well. In fact, Caliban says at one point, the isle is full of noises, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. When you began the process, did you have a good idea of what this island was and what sort of music and noises you'd be hearing?
Well, I knew the play, and obviously Philida would have told me more about the play as well, what she was doing. And you know, if you hear that part where it's talking about this sweet music, it's like fairy dust sort of thing, then you know you've got to do music that is very light and melodic and kind of takes you away.
Yeah.
So that's what I knew I had to do. I must say that Philida did say when I wrote that, she said, "How on earth did you come up with that without seeing what they were doing?" Which I thought was quite nice.
Absolutely, a good compliment. But I mean, you did get it right. I mean, you know, setting the tone in the Tempest is not easy. I mean, there's been many previous recordings. Did you listen to a lot of the other stuff? Or?
No, didn't listen to any of the other stuff. No, no, I just like to just do my own thing.
Yeah, so you had complete freedom then.
Absolutely, and that was what was really nice. Apart from saying I want a progressive thing, and she wanted steel pans. So I wrote steel pans into it, but no, I was just really left to myself. Where the Bee Sucks, it's a very famous song, isn't it? And the lyric, the melody of that, I'm sure you know the old melody of it. Yeah. So I needed to have something that was kind of distinctive, so that you weren't thinking, I tried to make it so that you weren't thinking of that.
Yes.
And for me, it worked.
Absolutely, no, it worked for everybody, I think. Yeah. There was a few people in tears with the whole performance at the end that night. I remember very well.
I love how everybody likes the wedding scene as well, because that has special. 3 bits of music that just really kind of builds the thing as well.
Yeah. How long did the project take then? In total?
Well, I was asked in when was I asked? I think I was asked in April. I think I was asked in April. Then I took to May to say yes. And then I wrote Come On To These Yellow Sands, 4 Fathom 5 Farther Lies, and Where the Bee Sucks. That's what I wrote first in May. And then there was a big gap because I couldn't just do it. And Phillida was, I think she was doing Taming of the Shrew in Central Park in New York at the time. So different things were making that hold up. And then in July, because I had the deadline of the 1st of August to get it all done, so I started the rest of them. I can't remember if it was actually the beginning of July or second week of July, and finished couple of days to spare.
quick process.
Yeah, very quick. Work. Yeah, very quick.
And I mean, did you learn anything during this process that you can take forward into sort of future album recordings?
No.
Was the process quite similar to what you'd normally do then?
Yeah, it's very similar. I mean, the big difference is I didn't write the words.
Yeah.
That's the big difference. But if anything, I think people want me to say that it was very difficult to do this and incredibly challenging, but it was actually easier because I didn't have to think of words. I just had to come up with music. And the words are so beautiful. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous words. So you feel as if you're almost cheating, really, because it's all there for you. Do you know what I mean? It's just there laid out, these wonderful words. So I didn't really go about it any differently to because sometimes when I'm writing for myself, sometimes I will write the words first, and then I'll put the music to it. So I'm used to that. The part that I haven't done loads and loads of, although I have done it, is write instrumental things, because it's always a song, and there's lots of instrumental things to this. So that's probably the biggest difference. But I enjoyed doing that.
And the fact that the dramatisation was set in a woman's prison, did that sort of affect the whole outcome?
Yeah, I think it's a trilogy. The trilogy is The Tempest, Henry IV, and Julius Caesar, all set in this prison with this prison theme, and I think it works really well. You saw the play, so you know how it starts, giving us the true thing of this woman who was the getaway driver in this robbery. 3 security guards were killed. She ended up getting life, 75 years I think it was, and the person who did the killing got less and were released, and everybody else was released, and she was kind of languishing in the prison, and they interweave that with the Tempest, because the Tempest is virtually a prison, really. They're on the island and whatever. And so that works really well, and so you've got that very strong thing happening, and you've got a very strong female cast who are all great, I think, really strong. Jade, who plays Ariel, and Harriet Prospero, all great. The 3 comedians, really good. What did you think of the comedians?
I thought it was it was perfectly cast up all the way through, and you're right with the storyline. Interwoven perfectly. It really worked. People were crying at it. Quite near us. It was quite a moment.
I saw it last week. Would it be? I can't remember. With the students, and it was great because they were completely into it, so into it, and all the music things were totally into clapping and stamping and whatever, and being kind of loved up when it was the loved up parts, and they had all the right reactions all the time, and that's the great thing about youth. When you're young, whatever the emotion is, you're going to express it, and so they are very vocal with that, and that's really nice. Because sometimes when you have older people, they're a bit more reserved and they want to not kind of upset anything and they mustn't shout and mustn't. But that's nice for the actors to have that reaction. You know, it's really nice for the person who's putting on the performance to get that immediate feedback, and then they can up their game as well.
Will you be seeing it when it transfers to New York? They're
absolutely.
A bit more vocal over there.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll be going over to the opening.
Excellent. And you're also about to release Me, Myself, I World Tour DVD. Was that a very good sort of period, enjoyable time on the road?
Yeah, that was actually very freeing, because I'm used to working with the band. All the tours have been with the band, so this was the first time I'd done a world tour on my own. And when I told the guys, not the band, but the people who do my tours and sorts everything out for me, but this was what I wanted to do, they said, well, you know, people are used to seeing you with the band now. Do you think they're going to want to see you on your own? I said, I think so. I kind of hope so. But yeah, they did, and I was so pleased with the reaction. Everybody just loved it. I had loads of people saying they wish I'd done this years ago, you know, and shouting out, Joan, thank you for coming on your own.
Great stuff. And looking forwards, when can we look forward to a new album?
A new album with new, because I'm kind of into this thing at the minute, and I'm sort of hoping, there's no plans, but I'm kind of hoping that I can do more of the Tempest type things. No plans, nobody's asked me, so that's but I do have something that I'm hoping will work. I won't say what it is because it might not work.
Another theatrical production, or?
Well, I'm not even going to say anything.
Cinematic?
I'm not even going to say. I'm just not saying anything. So if it happens, then we can talk.
Great. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've received many awards across your career. I mean, the Lifetime Achievement accolade from BBC Two, Radio 2 Folk Awards, was that a big moment for you? Yeah,
that was actually really, really nice that they remembered me, and I think in my speech I said thank you for remembering me and sticking to it, because you know they could have said let's give it to Joan and then change their minds. But no, it's good. It's always nice to get any award and get any kind of recognition for what you do. It's a lovely thing. You sometimes hear artists say that it doesn't mean anything to them and they're not interested, but of course they're lying.
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
that, don't you?
They're trying to look as if it makes them look any better. I don't think it does personally.
They're lying.
But anyway, thanks you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
If we can finish off, I mean, you've recorded many classic songs across your career. If you had to pick three that you'd say these sum up Joan Armatrading as an artist, what sort of three would you select?
I'd probably go for, one of them would be Empty Highway, which is on Into the Blues. One of them would have to be Love and Affection, because Love and Affection, everybody knows me because of that. And probably The Weakness in Me.
Excellent. Decisive.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for your time. Anything else to say to Theatre News watchers?
Theatre News watchers, thank you for being Theatre News watchers.
Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll be talking again soon then.
Yes.
Thanks.